Hey everyone, back with another Polars tutorial, and today I'm going to be talking about creating a Polars data frame out of a Pandas data frame. Now, for those of you that are new to data science or new to Python programming, the main data science package or library that the majority of Python users have been using for the past few decades has been the Pandas data frame. And the reason for that is pretty simple. It was the first one, and for a very long time, the only one. Namely, what Pandas did is it brought in the data frame, which is a collection of series in a single table, and the series, which is a column, data types into Python processing, which was a big step forward in data science computing in the Python environment. Of course, the downside of it was that, it's Python, and Python being one of the slower languages in the world, really placed some limitations on it. And Polars kind of changed all that. It's very fast. It's the fastest open source programming library, or fastest open source data science library currently in the world. And so one barrier you might face in bringing Polars into some of your workflows, if you work on, like, say, a large team or something like that, is a lot of your team members are probably still using Pandas, at least at the time of this recording. It's 2025 right now, and Polars was released in 2024, so the vast majority of people still use Pandas. And so bringing in a module that you're programming into a Pandas type process, you might think that would preclude the use of Polars, but there actually are some very useful tips and tricks, or not tips and tricks, just utilities that Polars has built in to create Polars data frames out of Pandas objects, and vice versa. You can create a Pandas object out of a Polars data frame, and so that's what I'm going to demonstrate today. So this is going to be a very short program. So what I'm going to do first is I'm just going to read in a file. I'm going to make it a Pandas object, or a Pandas data frame. And typically I would give an overview or just a snapshot of the data. I'm not going to do that this time around because we really just are concerned about just using a Pandas specific method on a Pandas object, just to show that this is in fact a Pandas data frame that we're working with. So that's what I'm going to do first. I'm just going to do a .info on it. And let me get rid of all this stuff. Okay. Okay, so this is the output of the info method, and so this shows us that this is a Pandas object right here. And so next we want to create a Polars data frame out of this Pandas data frame. And to do that is actually very, very simple. I was actually shocked when I found out how easy this was to do. So the syntax is pretty simple, and so again, this data frame we created is called pandas_df. So to create a Polars data frame out of a Pandas data frame, we just, I create a new data frame right here, and then it's pl or polars dot from pandas, and then in parenthesis the name of the data frame. And so what I'm going to do down here is just do a glimpse on it, and this will just show us that the conversion worked correctly, because glimpse is a Polars specific data frame method. Okay, there we go. Just maybe space this stuff out. Okay, and there's our Polars output. And so this shows us that our conversion worked successfully. Now what this is going to do is it's going to do a lot of stuff. Not only will it convert all of the data types in the Polars data types, but it also convert the missing data types, like the pandas.nons or the numpy.nons, into Polars specific missing values. So it does a lot. It makes it really seamless. It's a very incredible tool. And so likewise, if we can also create a Pandas data frame out of using a Polars data frame as input. And so to do that, it's very similar, but just like a very small cosmetic difference. So here I'm just calling this pandas_df. And so to convert it, you write in the name of the Polars data frame right here, so that our data frame here is titled Polars_df, and then dot, and then two pandas. And you shouldn't need any options. I haven't used any options. I'm not even really sure what they are. But this should just take care of the conversion plain and simple. So we'll just go ahead and run this just to confirm that it's working. Okay, there we go. So that worked perfectly well. Okay, guys, so that's all there is to converting Pandas data frames into Polars data frames and vice versa. It's a pretty easy, seamless process. So let me know if you have any questions in the comments and if you'd like to see any other Polars topics covered in this video series I'm doing. So thanks so much for watching and have a good day.